Today is the 18th of June 2015. It is 7 o'clock. You are sitting in a pub in North London. Do you want to tell us why?
Well, this very day there was going to be a meeting in the House of Lords to discuss questions about the Commission of Inquiry, the report that they submitted, as well as questions of peace bridge building for a sustainable future of Eritrea. We were unable to hold the meeting at the intended venue, which was the House of Lords, because the meeting was cancelled by Baroness Kinnock. Whatever happened to British traditions of free speech and freedom of assembly? It looks like all that has been suspended for this occasion. Well, it is an incredibly shallow study that is built entirely on anecdotal stories given by asylum seekers. Asylum seekers, by definition, have to misrepresent their lives in order to get asylum. They have to paint as grim a picture of their life in Eritrea as they possibly can.
Why do you think there is so many Eritreans leaving Eritrea?
Well, Eritrea is faced with a belligerent neighbor who has refused to implement the decision of the Boundary Commission. And they have been told on many occasions by Louterpack, the chairman of the commission, that they are in violation of international law, in violation of the decision of the commission, and right now they are actually occupying a swathe of territory in Eritrea. They have pushed the population out from those territories, from their homes, from their villages, and they have settled their own people in that territory. That is a double violation of human rights. On the other hand, human rights is not evenly, justly administered across the board. If they are allies of the United States and other powerful nations, then their sins are swept under the rug. If, on the other hand, a small nation like Eritrea takes a stand on self-reliance, they do not like to hear that, and so anything that we do is magnified, exaggerated, and made into elevated to the level of crimes against humanity, which is complete nonsense. It is very difficult to prove crimes against humanity. So that's not the same order as human rights violations. But on the other side, we who live in Eritrea see a different Eritrea. An Eritrea that is lawful, that is peaceful, is far more orderly, disciplined nation than a lot of cities in Africa. So we have to balance the picture. Look at both the accomplishments of the government of Eritrea as well as the weaknesses. And the accomplishments are numerous.
What's Eritrea's immediate challenges and its future?
The immediate challenges, as we see it in Eritrea, is development. It is self-reliance. It is food security. It is national security. These things are being dealt with, and dealt with very creatively. The development level in Eritrea is absolutely extraordinary. Dams, micro dams, schools, hospitals, clinics, roads, all of that is being built continuously, and of course the army takes part in that. What's the point of having a big army to defend yourself against an aggressive neighbor if they're going to just sit there and wait for the next war? It's pointless. So the army, as they do in Western nations, you know, the Army Corps of Engineers in the United States has built all kinds of buildings, including for homes for veterans, bridges and dams. So this is proper use of the armed forces, and Eritrea is using that to develop the country, to create an infrastructure that is worthy of a developing nation. So that's what's happening in Eritrea, and it is enviable, because they've actually destined to meet the Millennium Development Goals within a few years. That is what the United Nations has announced. There aren't too many nations in Africa that are going to reach that goal at the same time that Eritrea will have done.
What are your concerns about the impact of the allegations in the COI report and the future of Eritrea, as you have just said?
The Commission of Inquiry, which was headed by Sheila Kitharuth, we met her at the very beginning of her study in New York. About 20 to 25 educated Eritrean scholars, academics, and so on. And we asked her what was the purpose of her study. Essentially, although she didn't quite use those words, it is to find evidence of human rights violations in Eritrea. That's not a question. That's an article of faith. And if you pronounce your article of faith in that fashion, it's quite clear that it's going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. You'll find whatever it is that you're looking for. We insisted then that she should be open-minded. Look at the best and the worst that Eritrea has to offer, not just the terrible articles. And she hasn't done that. Completely failed to look at anything that is positive, to talk to anybody who's supportive of the government. All the diaspora communities across the world who are supportive of the government have been silenced as far as Sheila Kitharuth is concerned, and that is an extremely biased way of researching the problem.
What is your advice to the diaspora?
To the diaspora, I have one message for them. Whatever you do, whatever criticism you want to level at Eritrea, do so with full understanding of what damage that may do to the country as a nation. If something like the embargo, the sanctions that have been imposed on Eritrea, if you welcome that, then you are obviously interested in destroying Eritrea, because that is what the aim of the sanctions. It is to weaken Eritrea, it is to weaken her capacity to defend itself, it is to allow Ethiopia to do whatever they wish to do. Once the Eritrean army has been weakened the way they plan to do it, then of course Eritrea will have a free access to the country to do whatever they want with it.
Thank you very much, Professor Asmron Legesse.
My pleasure.